Greetings everyone and welcome to Dragon Age Origins by Orsik Fireforge. Sorry, I'm so not used to streaming. Let's just say we're going to be... I hope to have some fun tonight, and if anyone else is here, well, bonus. I did play this on Saturday my time, but unfortunately it didn't record properly. So not only that, I forgot to save. So I will be redoing the prologue and essentially the chapter 1 of Dragon Age Origins. And yeah, I won't be talking over the cutscenes or the voice acting, but I will hopefully at least try to remember and do some voices of my character. This will be Orsik Aeducan, the male noble. I originally played this with the warrior. I still intend to play it with the warrior and two-handed build, something I rarely do on Dragon Age. I rarely use the warrior class at all. It is the weakest class. And yes, let's get this started, shall we? We're already 4 minutes in and cutscene time.
The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. It may even be too late. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
He'll give us a nice, powerful dwarf. I'm sure of it. Let's set this up. It's easy.
Greetings.
One thing I don't like about Dragon Age Origins, or the Dragon Age series in particular, up until about Inquisition, is the lack of customization in the wardrobe. I understand it's the thing at the time, but a lot of CRPGs at the time had actually decent customization in terms of yeah. Sorry, I trailed off a bit there. This hairstyle, yes. And no voice. Because he has my voice. Yeah, in all seriousness, yeah. 18 and if I remember, I set it up with coercion as his first attack skill, and mighty blow. We'll also set powerful. Always good to gains greater health and reduce fatigue penalty from the wearing of armor. Yeah, it's a standard one. I mean, if you go for the warrior skill tree, you'll pick it up eventually. I mean, it's the first one, so obviously you pick it up. Can you tell us my first dream?
Deep beneath the Frostback Mountains sits
Oh,
Orzammar,
yes.
the larger of two known remaining dwarven cities in the world. Orzammar was once the seat of a major empire connected by tunnels called Deep Roads, which stretched thousands of miles. The city now stands alone, cut off from the rest of the dwarven ancestral lands by the Darkspawn incursion. Secure in Orzammar's impregnable construction, the dwarven noble houses continue their centuries-old power struggles. Assassination and blackmail are commonplace, but the appearance of honor is paramount. You are the second child of King Endrin of House Aeducan, the 9th Aeducan ruler elected by the noble assembly. You grew up in a world rife with political intrigue and have struggled against brothers and cousins for honor and prestige. Today, a feast celebrates your first military commission, the opening move towards real power in the ever-changing game of dwarven politics.
Greetings, my lord. You are dressed and ready. Excellent. I couldn't find the armor's matching dagger, but I scrounged up a rather fancy longsword. Do you wish to wear your shield to the noble's feast?
Yes, let them see me as a warrior.
Of course, if every other noble has a shield and 3 swords, you'll feel awfully underdressed.
You, my friend, are ridiculous.
One can't take all this marching about and speech-making too seriously. Moving on to the business at hand. The king expects you to make an appearance at the feast, but there's no rush. The noble family heads will spend hours boring your father with petitions and petty grievances.
The art of ruling is hardly boring.
If you say so. Listening to 100 lords complain that their neighbors use the same underhanded tactics they themselves employ would tire on me after about, a minute. Still, there are other excitements. As part of the celebrations, permits have been auctioned off to members of the merchant caste who wish to sell wares in the Diamond Quarter. Lord Harrowmont has also opened up the provings for young warriors to test their mettle before tomorrow's battle. Perhaps we should go show them what single combat is really all about. And by we, I mean you. I'll practice my cheering.
The proving sounds appealing. Let's go have a look.
Right behind you, my lord. The day is ours until the feast.
Now, there should be some things in this chest, including a more 5 gold in the vanity. Some codex entries to get us a small amount of we got a battle axe. Last time I think I rolled a I'll unequip all the DLC items. I need to make it fair. Or at least all the DLC items that have replaced the main items. The Cinch of Clever Maneuvering, a skillful maneuvering, is always good to equip. +1 to all stats is always good. I usually equip the memory band just for the experience share. I'll also equip the Lucky Stone. Again, +1 to all stats, never hurts. And the High Regard of House Dace. Large pool of stamina. And
It has begun.
the Morrow Tome. This should get us a new skill. We'll put the point into dexterity. And I think poison making will be good. That way we can use simple grenades. And poisons. On the second and you'll see why I'm doing this in a moment. Well, I think it's quite obvious. So I can switch between sword and shield and my heavy weapon. Now, from what I remember when I did this 3 days ago,
I am at your service.
you can't go into Treants. You can go into Balin's.
My Lord Balin? Oh, I'm
Rika.
sorry. I am so sorry.
Let's go see Rika. I do like that.
I'm sorry. I thought you were Prince Balin coming down the hall. Forgive me.
What are you doing in my brother's quarters?
It seems she's one of your brother Balin's newest, companions. Prince Balin is attending the feast being held in Lord Aeducan's honor.
Yes, of course. It was presumptuous of me to think that he would return to... I am sorry. I will show myself out, with your leave, my lord.
Go or stay. I
Thank
don't care.
you. I will go now.
I actually like the Dwarven Noble origin. Now we could just go straight to the hall and celebrate my command, but I think we'll get some more experience and we will go to the provings. Not only that, I think we should...
You sure you want to go to the feast now? I doubt we can escape to see the provings once we're inside.
You're right. Let's go see the provings
Can't
first.
wait to see who's fighting today.
Oops. Almost went in the wrong door. Now we can't go through here. But... we can go through here, the exit. Obviously.
Your father has allowed the merchants to show their wares in the Diamond Quarter during these celebrations.
Sure, we can work this out reasonably.
Feeding.
It's in the records. There's nothing I can do. Please, Master Volney. My work is accredited by the Shaper.
These books are lies written by the enemies of House Volney.
I write only what I find in the ancient records. Lord Aeducan, you can vouch for my work, can't you? Your father loved my History of Aeducan, Paragon King, Peacemaker.
I greatly enjoyed that book as
This
well.
worm has written a book that slanders my house.
That's a serious
He
charge.
deserves to die for what he has written of Paragon Volney.
What has he exactly written?
He says that Volney, the Paragon who founded my house, known throughout the world as the greatest of men, was a fraud.
Not precisely. When the Assembly names a Paragon, that man or woman is then, by definition, everything one can aspire to be in the world. They form their own noble houses and are revered as living ancestors. But Paragons start off as men.
Volney was more than a man.
What was Aeducan like before? he was
Aeducan was
Paragon?
much loved, but he was still a man. He was plagued by melancholy, and his fervor regarding Orzamar's safety bordered on obsession. When Aeducan was proposed as a Paragon, only one lord in the Assembly objected. The others savagely hacked him to death. Aeducan's motion passed without a single dissenting vote.
Unlike Volney, is that what you mean, old man?
Volney became a Paragon by the narrowest margin in history. One vote. A vote mired in rumors of intimidation, intrigue, and outright bribery. The records of that vote are kept in the Shaperate and are a matter of fact. Not liking history doesn't make it any less true.
You're taking his
Still
side?
is right.
What if he published a book like this about your Paragon Aeducan?
The truth is more important than your pride.
You would not say so if it was your house, but I shall respect your wishes. For now, excuse me, Your Highness.
That fool has no idea how weak his house is or how low he sits in it. Shall I have him killed, my lord?
Yes. And see that everyone knows why he died.
Understood.
You've shown yourself more daring and aggressive today than most believed of you. Someday I hope to write of the great exploits you are sure to perform.
Word has been sent. He won't live past the hour.
You've shown House Aeducan a friend to research, history, and the glory of our people.
Perhaps a sign of your gratitude is an order?
Of course. A copy of A History of Aeducan, Paragon King, and Peacemaker, perhaps?
I was thinking more along the lines of gold.
Of course. Here you go. I'll just be about my work then.
The finest in home decorations!
Maybe
I
later.
have the finest saffron and indigo embroidered by skilled elven tradesmen. I've seen Prince Balin Aeducan himself wearing a robe made of something quite similar.
So I pay your exorbitant price, only to end up looking like a poor imitation of Prince Balin. You'll get no coin from me.
But that's not what I meant, my lord. My lord!
You don't think she's still out there?
Oh, he lost the sale. Oh well.
My lord Aeducan, you honor me by visiting my humble booth. May I show you my wares?
Of course, good merchant.
Please, look as you will.
Just sell all the non-DLC weapons. Small trap. And I'll actually buy myself a noble clothing. I need to wear it for this ever so slight little bit. This is funny.
Our trust follow, big brother. How surprising to run into you out among the common folk.
Especially since duty requires that you attend our King Father at the feast today. Have you so little respect for him to disregard his wishes on a day set aside for you?
Lord Harrowmont told me we wouldn't be needed for hours at least.
Silence! If I want the opinion of my siblings second, I will ask for it.
Yes, Your Highness.
Don't speak to Goron
I
like
speak
that.
to lower houses and castes as they should be spoken to. Now do as I say.
Keep barking orders. I'm sure I'll
Your
care
lack of a
someday.
sense of duty to your house is obvious. I can't imagine why you are receiving a commission. I expect after tomorrow I'll spend much time apologizing to the heads of the noble houses for the deaths of their children under your incompetent command.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it, Trian?
As heir to the throne, it is my duty to impart wisdom and judgment upon those who need it. Now then, you, get to the feast.
I'll go when I'm
Stubborn, aren't you? When I'm king, I will help you get over that. Come, Balin.
That was fun. Nothing like being talked down to by the next king.
ready.
You always defend him. I wish I had your understanding.
Ugh. I do like Trian somewhat.
What
He's
about
an
that
arse,
one?
but
I doubt he's up to the
he's a.
task. I'm not going down that road again.
I have an older brother.
Oh,
just
I would
like
love
him,
to end up with a red head.
Would that Sir Blackstone were a noble, Stand up straight. They're coming.
God.
What have we here?
Ladies?
Two handsome, strapping, noble lords. You both look so grand.
And isn't this the man of the hour, the king's son?
Who's your friend, my lord? Another noble from the honored House Aeducan?
This is Sir Gorham of the Warrior
Oh,
Class.
then not a noble?
No, Telly, not a noble. Stone you're thick sometimes.
They're noble
What's
hunters,
going
my
on here?
lord. A man takes his caste from his father, and these women hope to bear a noble lord's son. If one is successful, she's raised up to concubine in the noble house to care for her child. It provides new sword arms for the house, and many nobles look favorably on such women.
Sounds like a good
Shall
day
I
to me.
come to your chambers after the ceremony, then?
I talked to him first. I want him.
He's looking for a woman, Telly, not a little girl. I'm Marty, and I know how to give my lord a night he'll remember.
God, these two fighting over me. Then let's get
No
to
fear,
it.
Telly. Many nobles will fancy a younger girl. I will see you when the ceremony ends, my lord.
We'll go to this merchant first. Always like his reaction.
Lord Aeducan, here in my booth. I am so.
He's fainted. You make quite the impression these days. Is it hard to be the king's child, never able to just blend in?
I am what the ancestors
As
made
are
me.
we all. Shall we move along?
It's the simple things in these games.
Greetings, my lord Aeducan. I am so honored to have you visit my booth. I have a proposition, but I dared not approach.
Yet you dare now.
That's alright. I'll
Very
hear
well
him
then.
out.
Speak.
Yes, just so. Here's the thing. What I mean to say is...
Spit it
Sorry.
out.
so nervous. I had a dagger made for you as a gift for your first command. Sent a messenger to deliver the dagger to you. Prince Trian had him thrown out. I don't know what offense he caused, but I had him beaten severely. Here it is, Your Highness.
That's an amazing piece, merchant.
You do me much honor, sir. The blade has been crafted over a period of 2 years by masters of every art. I wish to bless the Lord's first command, and hope that someday, when he rules, he will wear it.
Trian is heir. He will rule when King Endrin returns to the stone.
If the Assembly wills it. Forgive me, sir, but whispers say the second child of Endrin will be chosen.
Whispers indeed. It's a princely gift. If Trian recognizes it, though, it may send the wrong message. Or the right one, depending on your view.
Thank you. You bring uncountable honor to me.
What he means is that you'll bring uncountable gold to him if you wear that piece in public.
Speaking of wearing it in public... Always may not be as good as the longsword, but it does have the electrical damage. Besides, I got my battle axe in the next...
My lord, are you heading to the proving arena?
I got my battle axe in my other inventory to deal damage. Yes.
We have been charged with the task of escorting you to the proving grounds.
I clean forgot about that. Forgive me, I should have informed you sooner. The king decided you were not to travel through the commons unguarded.
Very well, if it will please.
Will we be leaving then? We are at your command.
Yes. Yeah. I'll change it back into naval armor. I think for the
Your Highness, it is an honor to have you here. Have you come to watch these brave warriors do battle in your honor?
No, I have
Your Highness, this proving is in your honor.
Then honor him by doing as he says. My Lord Aeducan will fight in this proving.
I will honor today's warriors by testing their skills.
Of course, it is well within your rights. Men and women of Orzammar, we have a late entry to these provings, held on the eve of battle for the honor of House Aeducan. I give you the Lord Aeducan himself. Are you ready for your first match?
Ready, eager, hungry.
Then let us begin! This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Aeducan. Lord Aeducan will fight Alair Bimo, youngest son of Lord Bimo.
You honor me with this match.
The honor is mine.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
May the ancestors grant me victory!
Of all the blasted... by the ancestors!
That little referee we've got from...
No quarter shall be given! Damn you!
The winner is Lord Aeducan.
I think I'll just keep the dagger and shield until I get a better axe or sword or maul.
That was quite a fight. Alair Bimo is no slouch with that hammer. Are you ready for your next opponent? Excellent.
Yes.
Let us go. This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Aeducan. Lord Aeducan will fight Adal Helmi, eldest daughter of Lady Helmi.
Honor and glory to your house, your highness.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
I shall do it. Quickly, we must fight! We fight for honor!
The winner is Lord Aeducan!
The auto attack is kind of short. A curse and a blessing. Dragon Age to me is always the...
That was a crowd pleaser.
For another fight.
Many were waiting to see that woman put in her place. Sir Blackstone is your next opponent. Are you ready to face him? Then let us begin! This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Aeducan. Lord Aeducan will fight Sir Blackstone, deep-throat squad leader of the warrior caste.
This is your education, child. Try to learn as you bleed.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
It has begun. Come, let us end this! Ah! Get off! For the fools there! No quarter shall be given!
When do I get to fight?
The winner is Lord Aeducan!
Now I get why Dragon Age Origins is so popular. I mean, I love it. But with the modern CRPG renaissance, I don't know.
Well done. You have proven that even the best of the warrior caste cannot match a noble Aeducan. Frandland Ivo is your final opponent. He too has had many victories today. Are you ready to face him, or will you rest first? Of course. This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for the honor of House Aeducan. It is down to just 2 warriors, with backbones of stone and wills of iron. They have defeated all others this day. Lord Aeducan will fight Frandland Ivo, second son of Lord Ivo.
You fight well. I wish you glory today and glory tomorrow.
May you be as...
First warrior to fall is vanquished. The victor is champion. Fight!
Enemies approaching!
Actually, like a sword play? I think it is. And down he goes.
The winner is Lord Aeducan.
Now we can go our father, King Endrin, and... Yep.
Congratulations.
Done.
Frandland Ivo is as fierce a competitor as I've ever seen. You've vanquished every warrior of note in today's proving. The ceremonial helm, commissioned by your father for today's winner, is yours.
I'll wear it.
Your glory honors every warrior here.
It's not that bad for some starting equipment. Only problem with the Xbox, a lot of the textures are bugged.
My lord?
I'm
Your
ready to
wish is our command.
I'll put the noble clothing back on, only to, and I'll switch back to this dagger and shield for the presentation.
Good day, Lord Aeducan.
Look, the Grey Wardens are here. The raid tomorrow must be more than a standard mission. The Wardens only go where the Darkspawn are the greatest threat.
That's...
My Lord Aeducan, might I bother you for a moment?
No, not at all.
Many
Lord
thanks
Dennis.
for your willingness to hear me out, my lord. I wish to speak to you of a matter most urgent.
Of course, Lord
There is a vote coming before the Assembly next week, and a word from you could go a long way towards helping our cause.
What cause
The
would
vote
that be?
concerns the status of the so-called surface caste. Lost to the stone, air-touched, and so forth. Centuries ago, narrow-minded men declared that any dwarf who left to live on the surface forfeited his caste, and his house if noble. That he was, in essence, no longer a dwarf. I seek only to remedy an injustice, to retie the bonds of anyone who can trace himself to one of the noble houses wherever he may live. Please, agree to speak for this noble cause.
And what do I get?
I
in
keep
return?
my ears to the stone, my lord. I hear many things, some of which could be a great help during your mission tomorrow. A little forewarning to help your forearming, if you know what I mean.
You have a deal.
When your
Whatever.
father presents you to the noble houses, I will ask for your opinion on the matter. You have merely to say that you feel our surface brothers should be returned their noble rights. What could be more simple?
Alright,
You're a fool.
let's talk to father. Excuse me, Lord Helmet?
Your mother would melt the stone if she knew what you just did.
Again.
Lord
Excuse
Dace
me?
is playing you false. Go ahead, be his puppet. Your first command will be marked by every major house turning their back on you. Last
I'm
spring, a
listening.
guild from the merchant caste invested heavily in an expedition with a guild from the surface. Lord Dace backed the merchant guild, pouring a great deal of money into the venture. The expedition was a disaster.
So this is Lord Dace's play to recover his losses.
Clever child. Lord Dace lost a great deal of money and prestige. The Surface Guild has no way to repay the investment, but it does have several leading members who are descended from noble houses. House Helmi, Bimo, Aeducan.
So if the surface dwarves were to return to their noble houses...
You begin to see the whole picture. Your house and mine would be forced to pay the Surfacers' kin debts. It would be a great victory for Lord Dace.
Oh, alright. Lord Dace dies
If you
for
call
this.
his bluff, then you lose your chance to turn the tables. Let him think he has you. Smile and nod, and when he asks his question, tell him that the so-called surface caste are right where they belong. That should take Lord Dace down a peg or two.
I'll do that.
Good. Your house's reputation hangs in the balance.
Alright, let's talk to this grey
Greetings,
warden.
my Lord Aeducan. It is an honor to meet you at last. I have had the opportunity to recently meet with your father. He speaks highly of you. He says you may be the most skilled warrior in all of House Aeducan.
My father.
Your humility aside, I have no doubt you will be a fighter of great renown. We need more Grey Wardens like you, and quickly. Even as the Darkspawn weaken here in Orzammar, they are stirring on the surface. A blight has begun. Soon the fight must go beyond the deep roads, lest the Darkspawn threaten all the world.
I wonder if my father would let me join you.
Alas, I do not think he would take kindly to that suggestion. As the child of the king and heir after Lord Trion, your place is here.
Yes, I do belong with my father.
I wish you luck in the deep roads tomorrow. Show the Darkspawn the might of your people.
Farewell, Duncan. May we never meet, hopefully. Now, in all seriousness, I actually like this origin the best.
My king, please reconsider.
Even though it doesn't
Trade
have
contracts
magic.
alone could bring great prosperity to our houses.
Will we really turn our back on our brothers and a potential fortune in cheap labor because of a political technicality?
Denial of the traditions of our people does not qualify as a political technicality. There is more to life than monetary gains, my lords Bimo and Mino. The Assembly of Kal Sharok will respect the rule of Orzammar, or they will rot and die alone, surrounded by enemies.
Yes, my king.
But look, we have company to spare us further wrangling. Atrast Vala, my son. How fine you look in your great-grandfather's armor. I hear you were declared champion of the provings. I suppose you were never one to sit by when something exciting was going on. Are you ready to be presented to the heads of the noble houses?
Of course I am.
So dutiful. Very well, let us begin. Lords, ladies, grant me a moment of your time. We are here today so I may present to you my second eldest child, blessed by the stone and born of the blood that ran in the veins of the Paragon Aeducan. Who would pose a question to the prospective commander? Who seeks to know the prospect better?
I have a question. I seek to know the prospect better.
Lord Dace, head of House Dace, speak.
Lords, ladies, my question concerns the plight of our wayward kin, the so-called surface caste. What does the Commander Prospect think is the proper place for these lost souls?
I believe they should be respected, but nothing more.
Are you satisfied, Lord Dace? Do you feel you have learned something about the prospect?
Yes, my king.
Then if there are no other challenges, I give you Orzammar's next commander. Tomorrow, our newest commander will lead part of a mission to strike a great blow to the Darkspawn. Not only does this recover access to some of our most important mines, but it also allows our honored guest Duncan, head of Ferelden's Grey Wardens, to strike far into the deep roads.
Thank you, King Endrin. While the Darkspawn seem to withdraw, it is only because they are massing on the surface. This could mean a blight, and my men and I will discover the truth.
We are honored to have you with us, my friend. Now, feast, drink, and celebrate, for the morning brings battle! As for you, my new commander, find your brother Trion and send him to me. He may be watching the provings, or getting some rest in his rooms.
Rest, alright.
Walk well, Commander.
Hey. King Endrin, I am not the leader of XCOM. I am just a simple noble dwarf. I do plan on streaming XCOM 2 at some point. At these.
I suppose you're proud of yourself.
You underestimated me.
That is the way the games of the Assembly are played. Next time, I will think more of you. If you'll excuse me, my lord.
I didn't know this was open. Oh, what's this? Grab some experience. Some items that won't really be useful to us. And let's go into our brother's room. Ugh. We're about 50 minutes into this stream. I do plan on finishing this prologue, so that's probably another 45 minutes, I think it was.
So you're a commander now, in name at least. Shouldn't you be attending our King Father?
Father wants to see
Of
you,
course he
Tyrion.
does. We must discuss strategy before tomorrow's battle. Balin, stay here and stroke the new commander's conceit if you like, but then get to bed.
I honestly don't know how you put up with him.
Smile, nod, do my
I
duty.
wish that sense of duty and family loyalty was shared by our elder brother.
What are you talking
Trian has
about?
begun to move against you. I never thought his much proclaimed honor would allow him to actually act on his jealousy. Big brother, Trian is going to try to kill you.
How do you
I
know?
overheard him giving orders to some of his men, and I was shocked. Then it began to make sense. Trian's decided you're a threat to his taking the throne. Maybe he's right.
This is insane. I refuse
You
to
are as
discuss
noble
this.
and stubborn as ever. After Trian kills you, I suppose I will be the heir. But that's not how I would wish it. Enjoy your command tomorrow. I fear it will be short-lived.
Come, my lord. The hour grows late, and you need your rest.
I may sleep with my sword tonight.
And I will be right outside the door. Maybe a little farther outside the door. You probably don't want me listening in.
Damn, Gorham didn't pick you for a voyeur.
Trian and his men will clear the way for the Grey Wardens to descend into the easternmost caverns. Those caverns are still infested by the worst of the Darkspawn. We cannot risk our own troops in there.
Understood, Lord Haramond. We should be able to sense the Darkspawn and avoid them once the way is open.
May the Paragons favor you, and the stone catch you if you fall.
Come, men! Glory awaits!
Balin, you and your men will second the king, clearing the main road.
Don't you think it looks a little cowardly to allow these humans to take our place where the fighting is thickest?
Are you questioning the battle plan?
Of course not. I'm sure your caution is for the glory of us all.
Enough, Balin. Take your men and make ready. Haramond and I need to have words with your sibling.
Good luck, my brother.
Your father has a special mission for you.
In the eastern deep roads, there is a secret door carved into the stone.
The door leads to a taig, abandoned long ago by your ancestors. The Darkspawn have made it impossible to reach.
My father believed that the shield of the Paragon Aeducan remains in that tag, under the stones of the central room. Reclaim the shield, and glory will be yours.
The shield of the Aeducan would be quite
We've sent
defined.
2 scouts ahead to make sure the tunnels are cleared. But be careful. One of the scouts will meet you at the first crossroads you come to. The second will be further in. When you get to the door, use your signet ring to open it. Questions?
Meet scouts, find the door, grab the shield.
Very
Got it.
good. The crossroads where you meet the first scout will be the rendezvous point. There you can present the shield to the lords and demonstrate the strength of Aeducan.
May the ancestors watch over you, my child.
Just follow. Alright. I think the one thing I miss from playing modern CRPGs to going back to Dragon Age is the formation. The ability to set up your party with the way you want, having all your tanks up front and your mages at back, and not having to worry about how to control them, is far better than what Dragon Age in particular does. I guess that's because of the fact that
there! I shall do
it came out at a time.
As you say. We must gain the advantage.
They hadn't really evolved. I think even Mass Effect was a few years at this point. A few years back at this point. Don't get me wrong, I loved Dragon Age Origins when it came out, but playing modern CRPGs like Pathfinder or...
You made it, Commander. Did you run afoul of any Darkspawn?
A few. They weren't
Still,
organized.
that was more than we expected. Once I finished scouting the tunnels, I hid here to avoid the Darkspawn. Most tunnels are dead ends. The one we want is swarming with those fiends. It's going to be a fight.
Let us be cautious.
As you
then.
say, onward then.
Like I was saying before, playing CRPGs like Divinity, Original Sin 2, Pathfinder, and the like in the modern era have sort of, I don't know, spoiled me. Coming back to a more action-focused CRPG like Dragon Age does take some getting used to again.
There!
Not
More
much,
of the
but
fiends
some.
ahead!
Shall be done. I'm going to make this quick.
Very well.
Because I do actually have a PC copy.
It has begun.
I'm just
Now we do battle.
really only ever using the Xbox. I thought that was my kill. Oh. I'll just put this Darkspawn shield, only because it... for no discernible bonus, other than aesthetic. Ooh, an acid flask. Badly built. Oh, here's a scout.
You're here.
I thought the Darkspawn had got you for sure.
I'm not that
And I'll
easy
make
to
sure I'm
kill.
behind you if we're swarmed. We want the tunnel ahead, but there are Darkspawn tracks all over it. Be careful.
I thought these tunnels were mostly
Well,
abandoned.
abandoned isn't vacant, apparently. Still, 2 months ago we couldn't get within a mile of this place. I'll follow your lead, Commander.
Oh, yeah, this way. I just turned myself. I just kept on turning myself around. Nothing a newbie streamer doesn't. Probably wouldn't do. Like I said before, this is my first stream, and hopefully
More of the fiends ahead!
I intend to
I
post
shall
this
do
on
it.
YouTube.
As you say. It shall be done.
Hopefully once this I will be somewhat decent hopefully one day.
Shall be done.
No, I doubt
As you say. Will not fail.
Taste not as fast anyway. I have a few people I casually watch stream, and seeing professionals, I mean, yeah, it's all well and good, but those who do it on the regular and have small communities tend to be a far better thing than people who have big channels.
Looks like someone beat us to the door.
This Darkspawn body is still fresh. Whoever opened the door is most likely still in there.
They had to have had the Aeducan signet ring to
It could
get
have been
in.
stolen. Recently, or generations back.
Or it could be an ambitious cousin out for his own glory.
Whoever it is, the shield
Understood.
is mine.
Let's move, men.
I'll give the helmet to Goran. We'll get a fair bit of armor from these blokes next, but all's well that
So
ends
glad
well.
you could finally join us. We feared you'd gotten eaten by Darkspawn. Turns out the shield isn't quite as easy to retrieve as I was led to believe. I wager you know where it is, though. So maybe you tell me where it is, and I won't mutilate your body so bad your father doesn't recognize you.
The shield's a metaphor. It's in us
A
all.
funny nobleman. Just what the world needs. Now kill these idiots.
More enemies ahead! I shall do it. It shall be done. As you say. It has begun. You're in trouble now!
Pay for this.
I'm gonna hit you and you're going to like it!
Yes.
Very well.
Get rid of these archers. Now I know I've got a few in stream.
You should have.
Does anyone just completely quiet or?
It has begun.
Yes.
Now let's get this archer.
It shall be done. Watch out! We must fight. Let us do it quickly.
Grab the blister bolt. Grab all these items. That way we can get out our So got our squad mates for the battles to come.
Is that an Aeducan signet ring? I guess that's how they got in here.
It's Trians.
The ring is Trians. That means he...
This may not
Or it
mean
may
anything.
be a warning for us to keep our guard up.
Caution is always
Agreed.
good.
Now perhaps we should find the shield.
Of course. Now, I'll equip. Should have the Dwarven. And armor. Should all be medium. Yep. Doesn't really matter because, yeah, this guy doesn't give either the... Oh, he's already got one. Yeah. Just tidy up this. I should use that before things happen. Oh, let's go into the Tide Chamber. Now, I don't know the puzzle
This is the
for
room.
this.
How do we get the shield?
Fairly simple one, but look around.
You two, see if you can spot anything.
Just hold positions, everyone. Want the Aeducan
Some of
tiles.
these tiles are different from the others.
Scout. And Gorham. And we will take the shield.
That's it. We've got it.
Doesn't look like much.
The skill of our crafters has come far since then. But still, the Shield of Aeducan.
Strength of the Aeducan in this shield.
I can feel it. It's inspirational.
If you say so. It's just a shield.
Enough talk. Where's the
Back in the
remaining
direction we came from, at the crossroads.
To the crossroads.
Let's move freely again. Let's make sure everyone's equipped. I know exactly what's going to happen. Not because I just played it a couple of days ago, but...
There! More of the beast ahead!
There'll be more of those mercenaries.
Very well. We will prevail! Come, let us end this! I've got your back! It has begun.
Probably be a Archer, a Mage, a Tank, not me. As DPS.
Very well.
Which one will be Alistair or Charater? Might even use Sten as a tank? I don't know. As a Reaver tank? But yeah, probably be Morgan and Liliana.
Be careful now!
Get focus.
Shall be done.
Hopefully they met before.
As you said.
Could have got all of them.
We fight for honor!
this is why I put the band on. 2 in strength and 1 in dex. Almost right.
For Orzammar!
If Trian were really scheming against us, this would be the perfect place for an ambush. We've got the shield, and we're all alone out here.
Trian is my brother. Nothing.
I wish I had your confidence.
What's that you're muttering about?
My brother Trian may try to ambush us.
Fantastic. As if the Darkspawn weren't enough to worry about.
Just keep your eyes open.
It shall be done.
Glory will be mine!
Oh, firebolts. They would have been handy to sell. Oh well. You'll hear my impression of a Dynasty Warriors character soon.
By the stone, it's Trian!
It must have been a Darkspawn attack. This doesn't look like Darkspawn. No bites, no scratches, no mutilation.
Balin outplayed.
Your brother?
Someone's coming.
Jesus. Slink away, everyone, why don't you?
Hurry, Father, before it's too...
Me helmet. Oh, well, I'll still keep all the DLC weapons.
By all the ancestors, what has happened here?
It seems we weren't fast enough. Balin was right.
My son, tell me this isn't what it looks like.
What? Trian's dead, if that's what you mean?
Dead by your hand.
My lord is innocent.
Sir Gorham, your loyalty makes you a useless witness. It falls to others to tell the story. You, Scout, what happened here?
Trian and his men were here early. It seems they'd done battle with the Darkspawn. Lord Aeducan came up to them all friendly-like, but when we got close, he ordered us to attack.
You traitor!
Stop him! Take his weapons! I think we've seen enough.
No. If the scout were lying, I might have done much the same. I will not drag my son back to Orzammar in chains without hearing from Frandlin Ivo.
Frandlin Ivo, you are a good and noble man. Did the scout speak the truth?
He did, my lord. It was terrible. Prince Trian didn't stand a chance. Afterward, my lord stripped his signet ring.
You treacherous bastard!
Silence, Gorham! Do you have anything else to say, my son?
How can you not see that this is a setup?
I want to believe that. I really do.
Bind him. He will be judged before the assembly. To Orzammar.
I can pretty much kit out myself all the DLC items right now, and they would These DLC items do make the origins far too unbalanced.
Orders and all.
Hell, even
You
the early
understand?
game, to be honest.
Of course. Leave us alone, will you please?
Yes, sir.
My lord, I would have come sooner had they allowed it.
My friend.
How are you?
I'm fine, Goran. And you?
I could be better. I have bad news, though. The Assembly isn't going to call for you. Balin has taken Trian's place in the Assembly. He introduced a motion to condemn you immediately, and it easily passed. He had fully half the Assembly ready to vote on something completely against tradition and justice. He must have been making deals and alliances for months, if not years.
You have to expect Balin's abilities to play the game.
He's more clever than either of us ever thought. Some of the lords, especially Harrowmont, are suspicious of Balin's instant rise to power. They are rallying, but far too slowly. The Assembly has already sentenced both of us.
What's going to happen to you?
My knighthood will be stripped, my name torn from my family records. But I will be allowed to attempt some sort of life on the surface. Lord Harrowmont moved for a similar exile for you, but Balin's supporters overwhelmed him. You're to be sealed in the deep roads to fight Darkspawn until you are overwhelmed and killed.
That's a warrior's death.
It doesn't have to be. Lord Harrowmont gave me access to see you so I could tell you this. Duncan and the Grey Wardens are still in the deep roads, in tunnels connected to those you are to be left in. If you survive long enough to find the Grey Wardens, you may be able to escape with Duncan.
The Grey Wardens seemed good men. For humans.
There are worse ways for a warrior to live than fighting the Darkspawn with such allies. If you can find them, I'm sure you can join them and escape the deep roads.
Only Darkspawn between me and
Balin underestimated you, much as we underestimated him. I begged to go with you and fight at your side, but Balin's pet nobles wouldn't hear of it.
You're safer going to the surface.
I would give up all the safety in the world to go down this dark path with you. Our time is up. May the Paragons guide your sword and the stone hold you up.
Goodbye, Goran.
I will always be your man, my Lord Aeducan.
They are ready for you now. Here is the prisoner, Lord Harrowmont.
Having been found guilty of fratricide by the Assembly of Orzammar, you are hereby sentenced to exile and death. Your name is from this point forward stripped from the records. You are no longer a person, nor a memory. You are to be cast into the deep roads with only sword and shield. Dare to redeem your life by fighting the enemies of Orzammar until your death. Do you have anything to say before the sentence is carried out?
I will have my vengeance.
I understand your anger. You should have been allowed to defend yourself. Had I the power to stop this, I would have. Look me in the eye and tell me you didn't do this. For your father's sake. I believe you. That means Balin planned this from the start. Believe me, I will spend the rest of my days making sure Balin does not profit by his deeds. Your father asked me to give these to you. This sword and shield are of fine dwarven make. Strike a blow at our enemies.
Tell my father I went to a warrior.
I will. Open the doors and let the condemned walk through. May the stone accept you when you fall.
Trasvala. God damn it, still auto-equips the DLC stuff. Ugh. I'm gonna do this the right way. I'm gonna do this the proper way. the tattered clothes. Unequip the... I'm still not going to equip the accessories, but... Hey, I've got to... I mean, I should be able to get out.
Now we do battle! No!
Ooh, great sword. So we can now equip great swords in a second. Since we got 2 abilities for it. So looking for some flasks or death rate.
Very well. I shall do it. We must fight.
Combat strike.
Shall be done.
Those will be easy. Those will give me good money to begin with. And leather gloves. Start with leather armor and leather gloves. There, may as well put the lion's paw on. Only so we're not barefoot. Actually, no. I'll keep the pistol. Off with the lion's paws. God damn it. Should be able to see them, but...
No, I cannot.
I only get one of these crates. Yep. Looks a little short though. That's not bad. It's honestly too bad the warrior skills don't get archery. Some kind. Actually, I think we do. It's Dragon Age Origins, not 2 or Inquisition. Yeah, we get a few of the we do get the archery skills. Huh. Almost forgot about that. Take out the deep.
Very well.
The big weapons aren't exactly. And we'll go this way, we'll get the other.
Be careful now!
Didn't even get us in a web. Just equip the small shield to the other. What I'll do is actually. We'll use this as a. We'll unequip everything. I'll equip the first one into a melee and the second to a ranged. Now we'll have to set up. Mighty blow. Darkspawn.
Darkspawn!
And they barely like scratch up us. Come on. Sparklies. You're not gonna give me any loot, are you? Yep.
There! More of the fiends ahead!
Oh. We've got about 10-15 minutes left. I guess said, I'm going to be doing I'm going to pretty much do the origin, then that'll be it for the stream tonight. More Darkspawn. So far, the chat's been silent. Now, I don't expect people to talk, but a good stream like this is a good place to start. Kind of. Yeah, only 6 copper. Now, which way is the exit? We'll go this way. See if there's any more items. There's probably 1 or 2. I know there'll be a Darkspawn or 2 at least. Oh, yeah. No, Thief Stalkers.
Who's begun?
Alright, let's... Is that dwarven armor? Let's see. Oh, that doesn't have a bonus. This would be good for us to survive Ostagar. And we're almost done here. So this means this stream's almost over. Can't say it hasn't been fun. I mean, it has.
By the Maker, it's a dwarf.
If not a little bit quiet.
Lord Aeducan, what are you doing here alone? Where are your troops?
I am Lord Aeducan no longer.
Ah, you have been made to walk the deep roads, then.
You mean you were exiled? What happened?
I do not think matters of dwarven honor are any business of ours. You need not answer, friend.
That's okay. I was betrayed by my
Lord
mother.
Trian?
No, Balin. Trian's dead.
I see. The brutal intrigue of the Dwarven court continues then. Your father intimated as much. There is no reason for you to walk these deep roads and die for something you did not do. You have already proven yourself both resourceful and skilled, and I would expect nothing less from an Aeducan. I've been searching for those with your level of ability. Your exploits in the deep roads set you apart. As leader of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden, I would like to formally invite you to join our order. Then welcome. We leave immediately for Ostagar to join with the human forces facing the Darkspawn hordes led by King Kaelan. Stay close. There are still Darkspawn around every corner. We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korcari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kaelan. I didn't expect
A royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is he?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name?
I am Orsik, Your Majesty.
Pleased to meet you. The Grey Wardens are desperate to bolster their numbers, and I, for one, am glad to help them. It's good to see one of the honourable stout folk outside Orzammar.
Leaving Orzammar wasn't really my idea.
Sounds like there's a story behind that. You must regale me with it sometime.
If Your Majesty
I do.
wishes.
I'll make sure to have the finest dwarven brew brought up from the palace cellars. After we've dealt with the blight, of course. I've been to Orzammar. King Endrin invited my father to a grand proving long ago. How does Endrin fare these days?
I am his son. And he was fine last time I saw him.
It seems your story may be even more interesting than I suspected. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Ostagar. The Wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks. I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
I didn't realise things were
I'm
going
not even
so
sure
well.
this is a true blight. There are plenty of darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
He doesn't seem to take the Darkspawn very seriously.
True. Despite the victories so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
Why not? He seems to hold the Wardens in high regard.
Yet not enough to wait for reinforcements from the Grey Wardens of Orlais. He believes our legend alone makes him invulnerable. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can and look to Teyrn Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
What do you need me to do?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
And with that, the Dwarven Noble Origin has finished. I want to say thank you to the mysterious person, the person who wished to remain mysterious, for watching tonight, and anyone hopefully watching on YouTube in the future. If you want to subscribe, do all the YouTube and Twitch things, like, share, subscribe, and like I said, for those watching on YouTube, this will be the link to my Twitch channel will be in the description below. I hope you've had fun watching me make an ass of myself, and I hope to see you people in the future. Thank you very much, and thanks very much. Oh, actually no. Before we do that, I'll level up. Actually no, I'll do that off stream.